Welcome, everybody. Happy fucking Saturday to you. What a beautiful day it is. Let me mute this real quick. Nobody needs to be hearing my fucking voice. Oh, because I have it open. Never mind. Just kidding. Okay. I am in the process of doing a couple things here, so y'all bear with me. Okay, that's that. Nope, not that. Hope everybody's having a beautiful, beautiful day. All right. Well, you know what? Fuck you, Trick. How about that shit? All right. I don't fucking care if your day sucks now. All right. My day is better because your day is worse. Okay. That's how I fucking feel about it. Oh, what a beautiful Saturday it is to have ruined Trick's day. Oh, my Canadian brethren. I love it. Absolutely love it. All right. Let's go to this. Let's open a new one. I am in the process of re-downloading PS5 software for a later project. So we're going to try and get as much as we can in. I already took care of a cleaning job while I was getting everything set up. So cleaning is done. You guys don't have to witness that. There was no roaches. Nothing worth taking into consideration. I do have a... Hang on. I got a PS4 sitting torn apart here. I believe it's just a power supply. So we're going to put a power supply in it. We're going to test it out. And then I have a PS5 that seems to not boot to the dashboard. So that is why I'm downloading the PS5 software, or the PS5 OS. The customer said he went through all the steps and still didn't get anywhere with it. So we're going to go through all the steps just to cover everything. And worst case, he bought this off of Mercari, of all places. And it hasn't worked since the day that he got it. So he brought it up here. Okay. Okay, and then safely eject. Perfect. Ugh. So that is what we're going to do. And if we can manage it, I do want to try and reball some of that RAM. Machina, welcome. Lovely to see your face, even though I cannot see your face. So we're going to knock out this PS4 first. We're just going to double check and make sure that it does work with a new power supply. And from there, I'll probably just put that off to the side, put it back together off camera, and go from there. So I'm hoping to get to some of the RAM today. That is the ultimate goal. Is I would like to get at least a couple more of those RAM chips done, and just get that process over and done with. I'm heavily considering just wiping the RAM clean and fucking reballing it with the jig, but we'll go for it today. You shut up, Ace. Ain't nobody talking to you. Ain't nobody talking to you. All right? Go back to bed. You gotta be tired. Did you wake up for your evening piss? What's the fucking deal here? Stuff Barbie, good to see you, buddy. It depends on the PS5, man. Yeah, they just raised the prices on new ones, so brand new ones are going up in price. So you can expect that the refurbished or used ones are definitely going to go up in price as well. Most of my refurbished ones, if they're the older models and not slims, I usually sell them for about $325 to $350 with controller and all the cords and everything. Slims go from $350 to $380 depending on if it has a disk drive, everything like that. So just depends on the PS5, man. Dave's jumping in. Good to see you guys. Welcome in. Welcome everybody. Do I have a beverage? I don't think I have a fucking beverage. Oh no. No, I have a shitty beverage. So I will take a shitty beverage for now. Oh. While we're hanging out, if you haven't already, be sure to follow your boy on Twitch, subscribe on YouTube, click on the notification bell, like the fucking videos, spread the word. We're still giving away this ROG Ally. All right, we're getting closer and closer every fucking day. We're almost at 400 YouTube subscribers. We're almost at 50 Twitch subscribers or followers, whatever the fuck. I don't fucking. You know what I'm saying, okay? We are very, very close to the ROG Ally giveaway. I can't fucking wait to give this thing away. Please spread the word. Make it known that there is a giveaway going on. Let's give somebody a fucking ROG Ally, all right? All right, what am I drinking? I am drinking unsweetened limoncello sparkling water. Salud. Oh, that is horrible. That's pretty bad. Oh, it's like a LaCroix, but somehow worse, and it makes my spleen hurt. All right, so let's just jump right into some shit while we're doing it here. So we're going to jump to this PS4 first, since I already have it torn apart. Now, you guys will know from watching my channel over the years that I don't typically work on PS4. I don't get a whole lot of them in, is what I should say. Not that I don't work on them. It's just most of the time the money is not worth it to repair. But as is common, when I get a console that I don't typically work on, this is for a friend of mine. So I did tell him that I would take a look at it and try and get it working. So the explanation on this was that he had gone through the update process, and in the middle of the update, it just froze, shut down, and never turned back on. So I had it torn apart. I checked for any voltages. There were none. And I pulled the power supply out, checked for voltage in the power supply, and there was none. So I was able to infer that there was no power. So we now have a brand new replacement supply. And we're going to see if we get power. Go. All right, so new power supply is installed. All right, I am going to blow some of this dust off. It's a little dusty. Okay. Now let's get our hard drive in. Okay. And now that it has a power supply, a brand new power supply. Well, it's got a crackle. We like crackles. Okay. And let's see, do we have power with the new supply? Hang on a minute. Do I have to have that fucking plate on there for that to work? That could be very well be the case. Yeah, I didn't think so. I thought you could just turn it on without it being on there, but yeah, who knows? Ooh. Perhaps more interesting than I anticipated. Ah, that's a fair point. Yeah, that's a good idea. Let's try that. I think I have a PS4 disc somewhere. Hold up. I do. Haha. All right, let's see. Yep. Yep, there we go. Charles, welcome. Lovely to see your face. Okay, so it does turn on. However, is there an issue with the power on button then? Let's see. All right, let's get a picture on the screen first and foremost. Let's see what we got here. Yeah, no, that works. Okay. So, question is then, why doesn't it work? Yeah, I mean, I suppose that's possible, but still, it's again, I'm not as familiar with these PS4s, especially as far as like power buttons and stuff like that. Like board level, sure, I got it, but like power buttons and shit, and it's not my forte. So let's turn it on real quick. Oh, you're a lucky man, Trick. Okay, so, but I need to know why the power button didn't turn it on. So let's shut it down. Okay. So it turns on with a disc, and it turns on. I'm sure I can turn it on by the controller now. Does eject beep? Also, very good question. Let's find out. Sure doesn't seem to, not by just touching it anyway. Yeah, I'll tell you what, let's put the case back together real quick, because, I mean, everything else is already here. So I just shut it down. Let's put all the casing back together and just see if anything changes from there. All right. Just gonna blow out some of this dust. It is indeed dusty. Right. That is not in place. Oh, sorry, you guys can't see a goddamn thing, can you? All right. Interesting. I did not know that. All right. Well, let me finish putting it back together here, and I do want to try and test buttons and all that. But if that's the case, then yeah, of course, I'll take out the Blu-ray drive and the Blu-ray drive ribbon cable. Oh, wait a minute. This is Ace telling me shit, man. I gotta take that with a grain of fucking salt. He's fucking with me. He just wants me to take the goddamn thing apart. I still do not forgive you for the Xbox controller fucking debacle. Oh, this case is damaged too. I didn't even see that. Croupier, welcome, my friend. All right, let's see if eject works. Yeah, eject has no power whatsoever. Eject or power, nothing turning it on. All right, you said Chris, what's going on, buddy? Welcome, welcome. All right, so Ace, I'm gonna trust you on this. And you said the Blu-ray drive ribbon cable. Wait, won't it not start up if it doesn't recognize the Blu-ray drive? Or will it just not update? Is that what it is? Yeah, PSU is fine. I just replaced it. It's brand new. It turns on. It's just the power button and the eject button don't work for some reason. All right, Ace. I'm going to take your word for it. So you're talking about this ribbon cable right here, correct? Or you're saying do both? Unplug both of them from the PCB. It is indeed. It has that small metal flange on the fucking that touches the sensor right here. All right. Both cables are disconnected. Okay, makes sense. Yeah. No, nothing at all. So, well, the fact that both of them are dead is concerning. That's really what I'm worried about. Is power and eject both don't work. Yeah, that's what I thought. It should just be a touch, but yeah, neither one of them work. So, I think what I'm going to do is contact the customer, aka my friend. Well, yeah, but it works. And I'm not switching out of Southbridge just for a power button. There's no fucking way. So, and yeah, I can just let him know, hey man, it'll turn on with your controller, it'll turn on with a disc, just your power button doesn't work. And if he's okay with that, fantastic. There's no way he's going to want me to pay the money to replace the Southbridge for a power button. It's just no fucking way. Well, let me go reach out to him real quick. Okay. Not for this particular model. No, I think I have a slim board, but I don't think I have that specific one. Let me just double check real quick. I know I have a PS4 board. I just don't know which one it is. Nope, never mind. My boards are quite buried right now. Ugh. Yeah, just nothing on either one. Okay. Well, we got its power on, so that's to an IC far right of the front USB. That could very well be. I'm not like I said, I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time on this because any more money thrown into this, and it's just not going to be worth it to him. Just things I know. All right. So, yeah, we got its power on. It loads up onto the screen. That is exactly what did not happen when I first got it. So. And like I said, I know the power supply was shot because there was no voltage coming out of it while it was plugged in. So that power supply was for sure dead. Okay. Oh, awesome. I appreciate that, Grouper. Thank you. If he decides he wants me to go ahead and try and work on it, I will. But as of right now, we're going to leave it as is because I have solved the problem that I came here for. Okay. On to this lovely PS5 Slim. So this lovely PS5 Slim is the one that, according to the customer, was bought from Mercari and will boot to a blue light and will show the PS5 logo, but does not go any further than that. So we are going to find out for ourselves. I appreciate it, Croupier. Thank you, man. Seriously. Okay, so we're going to pop over here. And we're going to put this here controller in. And we're going to find out what happens. All right, so we do have a flashing blue light, just like the customer said. Okay, so it's doing a console repair. There's the PlayStation logo. So the customer said this is where it stops, or it goes to like a black screen. You can see that we still have that pulsing blue light. And yeah, sure enough, that is exactly what we have. So you can see the blue light is still pulsing, and we have PlayStation logo on the screen, but it goes no further. Okay. All right. Well, like I said, we did. Oh, okay. So PlayStation logo is gone. We have any volume? Okay, so we got nothing, no volume, no sound coming out. Blue light is still pulsing, as you can see. Yeah. Okay, so it's crashing on the boot into the OS. And I can't shut it down. So I have to pull the plug. Okay. Yeah, safe mode is where we're going next. So the customer did say that he has already... I'm thinking possible SSD. I don't know if there's a M2 in here. We are going to check that because I know a shitty M2 can cause that. I very much doubt it. He bought it from Mercari, so I don't think there's an M2 in there. But could be SSD related for sure. The first thing we're going to try, obviously, is the easy stuff, which means we'll put it in safe mode. We'll clear out the cache, repair the system data. Beer Chug Champion. What the fuck is going on? That is a fantastic name, my friend. Welcome in. Welcome to Roy's Repair and Resale this lovely Saturday evening. Thank you, brother. I appreciate it, man. I appreciate it greatly. Yes, I am drinking unsweetened limoncello sparkling water. I will reluctantly drink to you, my friend. Salud. I was thinking BIOS as well. The problem is I do not have bin files available. Now, I do have... Fuck yeah, my friend. Chugging some right now. Let's go. God, that's disgusting. It's so fucking gross. Could be memory, could be APU. We will definitely... We're going to knock out the easy shit first. So let's boot it in safe mode. Look, I've been sober. Hey, look, I've been sober 7 years. All right, I can't chug like I used to. Okay, so we are now in safe mode. Okay, so We're going to clear the cache and rebuild the database first and foremost. I wonder. Okay, let's start with the easy stuff. Clear the cache. Clear software cache. Probably, especially with the sparkling water. I wonder if I try to put it in low res mode if it comes up. I don't think the encoder could cause this, but it could. Try one of my best for the set. Look, I am not above performance art. All right, hang on. Oh, that's a white light. That's a white. Oh, it was white for a second. Damn. Nope, don't want to come. Yeah, initialization is definitely where I'm going. That PlayStation logo left really quick that time. It didn't hang like last time. I know, trust me, bro. I'm trying, all right? Okay. And I have no 3 beeps when I'm trying to shut it down this time. So it got further. Okay, let's pull the plug. We'll try repairing the database. And then if that doesn't work, I am going to try and put it in low res mode and see if it'll boot up from there. I don't think it will, but we'll try. There we go. It took a minute to get up there. There we go. All right, let's put the power back in. I'm going to go through all the easy steps first. Because why the hell not? All right. Safe mode. All right. So we've cleared the cache. We will now rebuild the database. It's not going to take a few hours. Oh, see what you did? God damn it! Oh. Yeah, now we're hanging again. Damn. All right, well. Again, the symptoms are changing because now I'm not getting that. I have the 3 beeps from the disk drive, but not when I push down the power button. Yeah, and there goes the PlayStation logo. Yeah, I'm thinking possible SSD. Could be the RAM, could be the BIOS. Could be APU. Although if it's APU, usually it won't even get to that PlayStation logo, right? It'll just flash blue forever with no display, if I'm remembering correctly how that works. All right, let's power it down again. So I do have a fresh reinstallation file on this drive, so we will try that. Just want to make sure I didn't lose the stream here. Hang on. Yeah, we're still going. Okay, cool. All right, just making sure I didn't lose the stream. Y'all got real quiet there all of a sudden. Makes me real nervous. Okay. All right, back into safe mode. Oh, gotta wait. There we go. Okay. Now let's see if I can even put it into low res mode. I don't think I can, but Jesus. Fucking sparkling water. Yeah, that's why I didn't bother clicking on the repair console storage option, because it does that every time anyway. What I'm hoping is maybe I can get it to low res and see if it's an encoder issue. I don't think it is. Yeah, no, I can't even get it to try and get to a place to lower the resolution. Okay. All right, no problem. Okay. Yep, it's just going to hang. All right, let's do a fresh reinstall. If this doesn't work, then we know we've got a bigger problem. Yeah, I feel like it won't either, just based on its behavior. I feel like it's probably an SSD issue. Just shot in the dark, but it could be BIOS as well, I suppose. But I feel like the SSD is corrupted, and or the either the memory is corrupted and it's not allowing the SSD to work properly, or the SSD itself has failed and it can't load the OS. But we're going to try anyway. Yeah, that took a long time to recognize the USB drive. It's normally quicker than that. Yeah, we could check. If this doesn't work, we can definitely try to do some UART. I'm fine with that. I haven't had to break out UART in a while. So let's see if it actually lets it update. So on the other one that I had that was similar to this, oh no, the other one, it would just boot straight to safe mode, and then you couldn't update it at all. That's installing really fucking quick. It shouldn't be that fast. Something's gonna go wrong. It shouldn't be that quick. Hell, it did reboot. I thought for sure it was just gonna crash. All right, let's see if it actually installs it. I shaved my beard. I can't do my normal thinking shit. It fucks with me. I don't like it. That did go really quickly, though. I'm concerned about how quick that went. Like, it didn't copy the data it was supposed to. It skipped over some shit. But, yeah, what the fuck do I know? I am not a software engineer. Excuse me. All right, moment of truth. PlayStation logo. And yeah, nothing. Okay, so that did not work, which means it is going to be a hardware issue. So, where do we begin? I suppose we can begin with. Well, we can always connect our thermal camera, make sure everything that's supposed to be turning on is turning on as far as SSD and everything like that. Yeah, see, there goes the PlayStation logo. Yeah, no, I appreciate it, Chris. This one doesn't have the 3 beeps, so if it did, I would have went straight to BIOS, and I would have had to gone and found a bin file and all that nonsense. Okay, yeah, now I'm getting the 3 beeps again from the power button as well. It could be BIOS related, that's for sure. I don't have any bin files for a 2015 model. All right, let's pull the power. Let's take a look at some shit. Let's see what we can see, eh? Yeah, we'll check for the APU as well. What I'll try and do first is we'll try and put some pressure on the APU when we power it up and see if maybe it's a cracked solder ball issue or something like that. Again, I don't think so, just based on my experience with these. Oh, this has been open before. Somebody tried to have this repaired. Sorry, you guys can't see anything again. My bad. Yeah, so I guarantee you somebody took this to a repair shop and they couldn't fix it, so they just put it up on Mercari. Okay, do we have an M.2? Would it be so easy? No, didn't think so. Okay. Well, if you have one, then maybe we have to go that route. I think my console, the console repair tool that I have, the UART reader also has a NOR function. So, but yeah, this has definitely been open before. Somebody's been in here. Damn it, damn it, damn it. Well, let's see what we can figure out. Yeah, that's the one. It's 2015. So, okay, awesome. If you have one and it is needed, you will be my go-to, my friend. I actually have not done a BIOS repair, a full BIOS swap in fucking forever. Probably like it's got to be at least 2 or 3 years since I've had to do one. I think what we'll do first is we'll just try to power it on, and we'll put the thermal camera on, see what gets hot, see if the SSD lights up the way that it's supposed to. We'll put some pressure on the APU. That's probably what we'll do first, honestly. Excuse me. Is we'll put some pressure on the APU and turn it on. See if that changes anything. I don't think it will, but it's worth a shot because it's easy to do. Yeah, somebody's absolutely been in here before. Yeah. Okay, good. That's not loose. All right. I'll tell you what, this board is fucking hot though. God damn, it is really warm. Now, would I be surprised if somebody put thermal paste on here? Not even a little bit. But even still, it's still pretty warm. Normally the heat would have dissipated by now, but this whole thing feels warm. Let's have a look, shall we? Yeah. All right, there we go. Yeah, like it's still warm. It should not be warm this long. It is still warm to the touch. Did I forget any missing screws? Yep. It's always that fucking screw I forget too. Every time. Oh, somebody has been in here. What the fuck? Oh, hello, friend. Well, I'm not going to put pressure on the APU. Oh, you guys can't see where the dam, huh? Yeah, let me bust out the microscope real quick. Oh, you'll see. Somebody's already put washers on it. They already fucking put washers on the... Yep, it sure is. Oh, boy. The old washer trick. I ain't seen this one in a while. All right. Well, I'll tell you what. Let's see if we have any difference without the washers. Let's see if there's any change in symptoms. Yeah, now it's worth a check on the APU, 100%. But before I do that, I'm going to take the washers off and see if there's any change at all in the symptoms. So I'm going to take the washers off. And then I'm going to put the clamp back on, and I'm just going to turn it on and see what happens. Is that liquid metal? Or is that shavings from the washers? That looks like liquid metal, doesn't it? That could just be shavings, I suppose. Yeah. 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 I mean, you're not wrong. Okay. So now I'm still going to try and turn it on without the washers just to see if there's any change in the behavior. Oh, the old washer trick. It has been a while since I've seen one of those. All right. Let's get some power in it. And let's see if there's any, see if it turns on or, yeah, just shits the bed completely. If there's any change in symptoms, then I'm not going to go any further because there's no point. But if it's the same symptoms, then perhaps it's worth further investigation. Yeah, he really should. Like I said, it's a Mercari purchase, so I don't know. Yeah, I think the guy, he said that the guy did mention something about it not working properly. Ooh, boy, that fucking SSD controller is hot, hot. Okay, so it is the exact same symptoms without the washers. So what could have happened is that somebody thought it was the APU, put clamps under it, didn't, or put washers under it, didn't fix the problem, so he just sold it. Yeah, UART's definitely up next. I do want to check with the thermal camera real quick. I do want to just check and see what we have as far as heat signatures go. So yeah, these MOSFETs are extraordinarily hot. Some of them. This one's not. Yeah, this coil right here is not getting hot at all. The rest of these are warm as hell. Like searing hot to the touch. This one on the end is not. So that's something to be aware of. Could we have a MOSFET issue that's not powering the SSDs? Because you'll see that the SSD controller itself is very hot. But these two SSD chips here, no, they're still a little warm. They're just not as hot as the rest. Oh, and I don't have replacements for these RAM. These are new RAM. Yeah. So that coil not getting as hot as the rest is definitely something to bear in mind. And this is the back of the south bridge. God damn, that's hot as fuck. Jesus. Okay. All right, let's run UART real quick. Why not? We can run some UART. It might be fucking BIOS related. It definitely could be. But let's run UART. All right. Where is my UART tool? There is my UART tool. Okay. All right, I gotta find out. I gotta remember rather where the hell. Okay, so TX is to the left and RX is just to the middle, or to the right of that one, I should say. Let's grab some flux. All right. All right, so green is TX and blue is RX. So blue goes to TX. Green goes to RX. Okay, that did not hold well at all. All right, brown we'll just kind of put over here. Okay. Give it 12 volts. All right. Oh shit, what am I missing? Hold up, what happened? Ah, Chris, thank you so much for the follow, my friend. Much obliged. Hell yeah. Coming in clutch. All right. Nope, not that. All right, I'm trying to capture the my console repair tool here. Okay, here we go. Move that over there. Okay. I believe for me it's USB serial port COM4. Operation canceled. Okay. Let's try COM 1. Okay, operation canceled. Oh, I believe I've done something stupid. Hold just a moment. All right, so green is TX and blue is RX. Blue is TX. No, green is TX and blue is RX. So I have them in the right spot. Oh, good. Hell yeah. Excellent. Okay, so they are in the right spot. There we go. All right, sorry. Here we go. Yeah, so APU not responding, unexpected loss of power, unexpected loss of power. Okay, so I have this one right here, B0088108, chipper data, report findings, so it's an unknown fault. Okay, so I have a whole lot of the APU not responding, but it's all the same shit. So yeah, see, this one says system won't. Okay, that's 3 beeps. And that's fucking scalding hot. So, clear logs. Okay. So I don't know if that was an overheat 3 beeps or the what's it called the BIOS 3 beeps. I believe that was the overheat 3 beeps. Okay, so let's clear the error codes. Turn it back on. I'll put the fan in, so it at least has some semblance of. It should never overheat in standby like that, though. It should never overheat in standby like that. I have done this a long time now, and I have never once had a console overheat in standby mode. Ever. Now, if it's got a shot APU, that would explain why it's overheating in standby mode. Yeah, but it should never overheat in standby mode. That's my point. Yes, the APU is extraordinarily hot. It's very hot. Okay, so I just tried to turn it on again. Oh, okay. It didn't turn on properly. Whatever. That's fine. Okay, let's try this again. All right. Let it run through its system. I also thought it might have thermal paste. I wouldn't be surprised if it did. But I'm going to let it run to its normal boot spot. This would be the first time I've run into a thermal paste issue. Let's just see where we are. Yeah, see, now I don't even have a display on the board. Or on the... oh, I don't have the HDMI plugged in. That would help. Yeah, so we're still on just the black screen, which is where we were last time. So I think those error codes are coming because I have to pull the cable out, the power cable. So I don't think it's actually going to give me any error codes as far as UART goes. Yeah. Yeah, that's how it goes, baby. That's how the fuck I roll. Yeah. See, so now, if I pull the power cord, yeah, this whole motherboard is just getting super fucking hot. I'm pretty sure this is just a shot APU. I am going to take it out just to make sure that there's nothing screwy about it, but I'm pretty sure this APU is just done. Yeah, that's what I get when because I have to pull the power cord, and that's where these arrows are coming from. So there's no actual UART error. It's just me pulling the power cord off. Okay. All right, let's take the board out. Now this guy's going to be sorely disappointed. Yeah, that would suck. That would suck big time. I did try the 40 seconds croupier. I did try that. It doesn't do anything. When I try to press the power button, it gives me 3 beeps like I'm pressing the eject button. And the 2 screws that are in here are... Oh, I already took them out. Never mind. God damn, those screws are fucking hot. God, Jesus. All right, hang on. Yeah, that clamp is fucking scorching. All right, let's take the board out. It's not going to hurt anything at this point. It's already dead. Oh, well, the liquid metal is non-existent. That's probably why it overheated. God, this board is on fucking fire. All right. So, just so you guys can see what I'm talking about here. Well, that's probably why it overheated, but I don't think that's why it's not working. God, everything on there is just so fucking hot. So, there's our APU. No thermal paste, but also no liquid metal. Fucking anywhere. All right, let me grab a Q-tip. Let's move the liquid metal off there, see if we can see any cracks or anything like that in the APU itself. Oh, maybe. Yeah, kind of looks like it right around here. I gotta clean this up a little bit better. Maybe not. It could have just been leftover gunk from the Q-tip. Yeah, I mean, I really don't see any cracks or anything like that. But again, it's kind of hard to tell. Let me clean this thing off a little better. Hang on. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I don't see any cracks. Yeah, it was the coil that was attached to the MOSFET that looked suspicious. Yeah, the APU looks fine as far as cracks or anything like that. That's not to say that there's not a broken solder ball or something underneath, but the APU does look okay. And the fact that we have the same symptoms with the clamps, with the washers off, kind of gives me some kind of hope that it might not be the APU, that it could be either the BIOS or an SSD or a failed MOSFET that's not triggering the SSD. Yeah, it's worth taking a look at the very least. All right, let me respread this liquid metal real quick, just so when we go to test, it's not going to have that same fucking problem. The APU really does look okay, and obviously it was overheating because it had no fucking liquid metal on it. That's why it overheated at idle. Yeah. So now it has some cooling. So if we turn the board around, the MOSFET that we were having suspicion with, so let's see, if we had it was facing this way. So the coil and MOSFET that we were having that wasn't getting warm, yeah, that's a fair point. I could double check that. Although it probably would it probably wouldn't start if it was a liquid metal under the APU issue, no? So the MOSFET that we were looking at that was not getting hot is this one right here. So this coil and this MOSFET were not getting hot at all. The rest of them were warm, but those two were not. I would assume the one that's not is probably the one. It either A is not supposed to get hot, or B it's out of whack. Gotta take off this fucking thermal putty. I fucking hate this shit. Cracked joint. Oh, hello. I didn't see that. Maybe. It could be. Let me finish getting this thermal putty off, and we'll check that. That's a good catch. I did not catch that. Not right away. Oh, I fucking hate that paste so goddamn much. Let me go grab a donor board real quick. Yeah, let's just double check that while we're on the topic here. Damn, that's really hard to tell. Hang on. I can't tell if that's cracked on the end there, because that one kind of looks like it, but I can't tell if that's cracked or just reflection from a dark point. That does look awful weird, doesn't it? Let's see. No, it's not cracked. No, that's solid. That is indeed solid. Let me grab a donor board real quick. Okay. So the only reason I'm grabbing a donor board number one is in case I need a replacement MOSFET. But number two, I just want to make sure I didn't knock a component off real quick. Yeah, see, these use different coils as well, so I don't even think these are the same MOSFETs. They're probably interchangeable, but yeah, okay. Okay. Good. I did not knock the component loose. I thought I might have. Okay. So this one doesn't have any RAM, so I can't even plug it in to test it. I forget. Oh yeah, this was the one that did have the cracked APU. Yeah, this one was cracked all the way. So let's do some testing around that MOSFET and see if we can find anything out of the ordinary. Right now, I'm just looking for any blown components, any visual things that I might have missed on my initial go around. I don't see anything. Let's check the back and check for any discoloration. Yeah, we don't see any kind of discoloration or extraordinary heat or anything. Yeah, nothing that would give me pause anyway. So, I mean, we could swap the MOSFET out just for the fuck of it. Oh, this is a 041 board. Fuck. I don't know if they're interchangeable. I don't think I have a 041 board. Now the MOSFETs do look the same. I bet we could swap them. But let's do some testing real quick. I'm assuming we're not going to have any shorted components or anything like that, but so we'll check continuity first. Okay. So that is showing a short, but I have a feeling it's probably supposed to. That's my donor board. Let's check that real quick. Of course, I didn't remove enough of the goddamn thermal compound. Okay, so on my donor board, which again has a cracked APU. Yeah, okay. So that is indeed supposed to show a short. So that is normal. So that is not short. All right, let's check some diode readings on that MOSFET area right there. So if we check right here, 0.4849 voltage drop here. Same thing, 0.48. Those both look pretty normal. Kind of sneak a quick little one over here. Yeah, 4.88. Okay, so the diode reading coming from this area of the chip does appear to be normal. You know, I do have, I think, another PS5 that powers on but has an issue. Maybe we can thermal camera that and see if that MOSFET glows the way that the other ones do, or if that's supposed to be like a normal thing. Hang on. Let's just double check real quick. I think I have one. Just a moment. I don't remember if this one powers on or not. Let's find out. It is dusty as all fuck. Let's give it a quick blow off. Okay. Like I said, I do not remember if this one turns on or not. Yeah, this one does turn on. So this one, I believe, is the one that has a bad APU, if I remember correctly. Let's just remind myself here. Yeah, this is the one with the bad, it's got horrible artifacts. Okay, but this will give us some indication. Yeah, so you can tell this one just keeps rebooting and shit. But it is on. The APU is just bad. Okay, so okay, so it is normal for these two SSDs to not be completely on. And this one has 3 MOSFETs that don't turn on or are not hot. This one, and then as we go down, they start to get warmer. Now, is that because the APU is shot? Possible. And this is a 041 board as well. I wonder, maybe one of you guys can remind me on this. Can I take the BIOS chip off this board and put it on the other board? Will it work properly? What's up, Paul? Good to see you, brother. Yeah, so on the one that we're working on, though, I have like 4 MOSFETs that are hot and one that's not getting hot at all. This one, I have like 2 or 3 MOSFETs that are getting hot and 2 that aren't. Okay. Maybe we'll try that. So, Paul, what we're working on, my friend, I have a PS5 Slim, a 041 board, but the SSD must match. Oh, fuck. Well, that's a problem. Wait, you're saying that it has to have the same SSD, like the same SSD brand? Or it has to be the exact same SSD? Yeah, same board version. It's a 041 on both. So, Paul, like I said, what we have is a PS5 that will boot to the PS5 logo and then crashes. Maybe Wi-Fi won't work. Well, I mean, at this point, nothing works. BIOS has to match the SSD brand. Okay. Brand I can work with. I think I can work with that. Let me see. Let's take a look. Ugh. Let's shut this shit down. Okay, I can't shut this shit down because it's stuck in a boot loop because the fucking APU is shot. No, so this one has a glitching APU. Sorry, you can't see anything I'm fucking doing right now. All right, so this one is one that I already know has a broken APU because it has artifacts and glitching and shit like that. This one, however, is the one that I'm working on for a customer. This one will just boot to the PS5 logo. Like it'll boot just fine. It'll go through the repairing database, everything like that, and it'll boot to the PS5 logo, and then it just crashes. And also, I do not think these are the same fucking SSD chips. God damn it, they are not. Motherfucker. So I can't just swap the BIOS. That's a pain. Yeah, that's not the same SSD brand, so I can't swap the BIOS on it. Fuck. Yeah, I am coming up at a loss here pretty soon. Let's just keep doing a quick visual inspection. But the background may be funny. So what you're saying is I can swap the BIOS and see if it gets past the PS5 logo. If so, then we know it's a BIOS problem. That's what you're saying, just to test. Just making sure I'm not seeing any blown components or anything overheated under the APU or anything. Okay, I gotcha. I'm also just double checking all the components around the APU and make sure there's nothing missing. Okay. Yeah, we can swap the BIOS. Why not? Fuck it. If it look, it's not going to break it any worse. So, I mean, well, that's not true. It could, but we just put the BIOS back on, and then it's back to normal. So, yeah, fuck it. Let's swap the BIOS real quick. Let's do that. Let me take out this other board real quick, just to try it. But I am now getting concerned because the same issue that I was having with the customer's console, whereas I can't shut it down with the power button, it gives me the 3 beeps like I'm pushing the eject button, is now the same issue I had with this console that has the damaged APU with the artifact glitching. So I am now more concerned that it is an APU fault. Okay. No, there's not. Which like there wasn't even your. Now it has been opened before. I know that much because the warranty sticker was removed and it was missing some screws. So somebody did get down into this board, and again they had the washers on the fucking APU clamp. So somebody's been in here before, 100%. All right, let's just go for a quick swap, eh? Just tin this up with some leaded solder. Why I'm trying to do this the hard way. Yeah, I mean, UART has its purposes. I just figured why not? I haven't done it in a while. A lot of the repairs I've had have been pretty straightforward with just self-diagnosing, but it's always fun to pop on UART every once in a while. Where are my Kirby tweezers? These will do. Right. Dump the contents. Yeah, we can do that. Let's see here. Where the fuck is my BIOS tool? That's another thing I haven't seen in a fucking forever and a day. I haven't had to use it in quite a while. Oh. Oh man. Okay, so I forgot I threw my old one away, and now I have a new one, and I don't fucking know how to hook it up. Son of a bitch. Hang on. Kitties! Okay, so what I have is this. Which is not the same as my old one. Ugh. Ugh. God damn it. Hang on, I gotta look up how to fucking put this thing together. This is not the same as the one I had previously. I got this one from Amazon. It cost me $8. So now I just got to figure out how to put the fucking thing together. Oh, god damn it. Move the voltage in. Move the voltage to 3.3. Okay. 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 Well, I know the BIOS chip has to. Well, yeah. I mean, look, we're all here for the same thing, right? It's all good. So here, let me swap back to what I'm doing here. Okay. So let me tin up this board real quick. Let's put some solder here. I know that goes there. Yeah, my other one was it just had a board with the fucking USB attached. I didn't have to worry about anything. It was great. Okay, that's that. Okay, so that part's on the board. Okay, well, now we got a different problem in that I have too many pins on this fucking connector. Did they sell me a bullshit fucking part? These pins are all connected. Am I supposed to break some of them off? I don't understand. They just break apart. Okay, so I need 4 of them. Okay, perfect. Okay, so where am I putting these pins? And these 2 middle sections here? Outmost. Okay, got it. Do I need to solder these pins in? I would assume so, right? Yeah, okay. Oh, which is it? Middle or not middle? I got conflicting stories here. All right, not middle it is. I appreciate you guys being patient with me on this. It has been a long while since I've had to dump BIOS or replace BIOS for that matter. And I've never put one of these ones together. So, yeah. Okay. Yeah, I believe it. The pins have to fit in it. Yeah, yeah. I got you. Okay. All right. So outermost. Okay. Well, I mean, I'm not far off from the reballing of the RAM chips. Okay. So then I'm assuming what? That this gets placed in here, something like this. Or is it something like this? Now hold the device with the USB pointed towards me, okay? USB pointed towards me. BIOS pointing to the right. Okay. BIOS pointing to the right. And then to the bottom towards me. That's all you need to see. Okay. Oh. Okay. So like this then. Okay. Okay. So oh, I see the little diagram right there. Okay. Yep. That makes sense. Yellow jumper. So we have 5-volt and 3.3. So the jumper is between the two of them. Do I need to move it to 3.3 and ground? Because right now you can see that's 5-volt and 3.3 together. And that's what this is on. So do I need to move it to 3.3 and ground? Okay. So by all accounts, this should be ready to read, correct? Yeah, mine is on 1 and 2 as well. Okay, so I've got a power light. No, but the console tool that I run does have a NOR program. Oh, but it does not have the 2500 series. Or the 20. It doesn't have the 2000 series here. Oh, Slim Edition. Here we go. Oh, it does not read BIOS. Hang on. Well, let's just see what it does. Oh, no, it doesn't. Sure enough. Yeah, this will help load it, but it won't read it. Okay. All right. Well, let's get to that then. Orientation coming right up. So pin 1 is in the correct position. Pins are all soldered in. Neo programmer. All right, let's get that real quick. Bear with me a moment. Okay. All right. So oh shit. Chlor Slug, welcome, my friend. Thank you. Thank you so much for the follow on Twitch, bro. I appreciate it. I appreciate it greatly. Okay, so we are here now, yes? Let me make this a bit bigger. Make sure we can fit it to screen. Okay, so we are now in Neo Programmer. Sorry, I'm going to release this real quick. This thing's not sitting where I want it to. There we go. That looks better. Okay, so we are now in Neo Programmer. So I should be able to click on Read IC, or is there a different driver that I have to run first? If only it was this easy. Okay, should come with the as long as the load the driver for that TH2. Oh yeah, I see it here. Okay. Yeah, there's an exe for the driver installation. I see it. Okay. Install. Oh, it says the driver is successfully pre-installed in advance. Okay, so detect IC. Okay, reopen program. Got it. Heard. Okay. Detect IC. Connecting error. Okay, so maybe it's not sat properly, or maybe it's not pinned properly. I don't know. Let's take a look. Good. Reopen program that hit detect. Yeah, I did, and it's got the same issue. Okay, so could be that what's it called, the BIOS chip isn't soldered properly. So let's just double check that. I told you we're gonna have fun today, guys. Right? Didn't I say that? Didn't I say it'd be fun? Okay, let's move this out of the way. Oh no, it's not soldered properly. That's why. Okay. Yep, that's on me. Yeah, the legs aren't soldered properly. That's my fault. All right. really hot. Okay. So now those legs are actually in place. I'll come back through and resolder them, and then I got to fix the joints for the pins because those came loose. That bridge, yeah, both bridges, I should say. I did see the other one. Okay. Okay. Let's try this again. Let me just tidy up the flux a little bit here. Okay. All right. So we once again have power. Just to be on the safe side, what I'm going to do is close the I want to dump the file. That's the main goal of this whole thing. Okay, drivers. Oh, that's a JPEG file. Don't need that. Okay. So now let's reopen. Okay. Okay. No, I know. It took me a second to get here. Okay. So now we're here. Still showing the IC is not responding. Yeah, same thing. It shows it's not responding. And this is the same wire that I use for my my UART tool, so I know it's connected properly. My question is something wrong with the pins, the way that I have them soldered? I feel like this run light should probably, might be that jumper. Yeah, that's a good point. Actually, let's move the jumper from where it is to 3.3 and ground. Maybe that'll do something. Let's move it over here. Nope, that was not the correct thing to do. Okay. From BIOS lights to pins. Oh, could be, yeah. All right. Some of those pins over there aren't soldered correctly. Maybe that's something to do with it. Is pin 4 soldered? Yeah, it looks that way. But we'll run through and double check. We'll solder everything again. Driver. So when I tried to run the driver, it said it was already pre-installed. Okay, fair enough. Yep, we can check that. Okay. So all the pins are fully soldered on now. Again, come in with a little bit of alcohol, just clean up that flux. And then, yes, that's a good idea to check device manager and make sure it's recognizing that something is in that USB. That is a good idea. Is it going to be a problem if there's solder in these holes? Also, with the breakout board off the programmer, check voltage when it's plugged in USB. Okay, not a problem. We can do that. Okay, so the computer is beeping like it's recognizing it. Where am I checking voltage on this little pad right here? Find my fucking multimeter again. Oh, there it is. Here, I'll try and get the error message on there real quick. Or not error, but when I try to load up the driver. Matter of fact, I should be able to just share my monitor, I think. Hang on. Okay. Yeah, so I'll just share my monitor. So let me just close out of all of this. Okay, so I've closed Neo Programmer here. Inside the slots. Okay, gotcha. So when I go to drivers, here's the CH314A. Move this over so you guys can see. So I open that, and then got the driver setup right here. I didn't check in here. Okay, that's fine. Okay, nothing there. Excellent. Okay, so there's a setup down here. It pulls this up until it's fine. So I go right here and I click on install, and it says the drive is successfully pre-installed in advance. Okay, so now we're back in this. Let's check voltage on the inside pins. Excuse me. Uh, 5 volts. Yeah, I'm getting 5 volts on everything. Yep, and device manager. Nope. I fucking hate Windows 11 so much. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, so it's detecting, but I do have 5 volts on the inner portion, not 3.3. So that could be the reason. So just so you guys can see it here. So I've got 5 volts, not 3.3. So if I take this off, I should have 3.3 though, right? I should not have 5. Yeah, here I have nothing. Yeah, no, that's the only one that the jumper's on is 1 and 2, and it's still giving me 5 volts. Top ports. Yeah, it's all 5 volts. Oh, maybe, yeah. No, yeah, everything's 5 volts. Well, let me disconnect it. Let's put the breakout board in. Let's give it a shot. Worst case, I mean, if I can't do it tonight, then I can't do it tonight, but I sure would like to. Jumpers on 3 and 4. Okay, let's try that. I mean, look, I'm open to suggestion. All right, I'm very easily suggestible. Okay, so that's 3 and 4. Oh yeah, there we go. Now I've got some 3.3 action. Okay. All right, now I've got some 3.3. Let's try that. Okay. I think I had 3.3. I don't think I had any 3.3, but let me just double check real quick. Y'all got me concerned now. So let me just pop this jumper off, put it back to 1 and 2. All right. Look, we're all going to learn together. All right. Meanwhile, you guys aren't learning anything really. You guys are helping me learn something, which I appreciate greatly. Yeah. Okay. So 1 and 2, I've got 5 volts across the board. Yeah. So I think I have the same setup as our good friend Croupier over here, whereas I need to have it on 3 and 4 to get 3.3 volts. because now I've got 5 up here, but if I move up to these, I got 3.3. Okay. All right, let's try it here. Hey, floor slug. All right, floor slug's learning. That's what I'm talking about. Okay, excellent. All right, let's put the breakout board back in. Yep. Okay, there we go. I'm going to go ahead and close and reopen Neo Programmer here. Okay, so now we're back in Neo Programmer. Let us find detect. Still nothing. It says still shows the IC is not responding. Yeah, it's in the device manager. It came up. Yep, still nothing there. Figured I'd give it a shot. Do you guys have the run functionality? Does your run light come on when everything's working the way it's supposed to? I mean, the chip is oriented the correct way. I've got pin 1 on 1. I don't understand. I just don't understand. Interesting. Well, here's what I'm thinking. Yeah, it's the in the text window. Hang on, let me just double check. Let's say current programmer CH3041 black. It just says connecting error CH341 not found, and then it says IC not responding. Top left is populated with the device. Where are you seeing this? Hang on. Top left is populated with device W25. Oh, well, again, I never installed the driver. It said it was pre-installed. Okay, well, if I have to reinstall it, then I mean, or if I have to reboot the computer, I'm not going to do that right now. Okay. Hang on a second, real quick. Let me just check something real fast here. Oh, wait a minute. Okay, hang on. We got something here. Hold up. Wait a minute. Okay. We got stuff. Okay, so I should be able to detect now, correct? Or do I not even need to detect and just go straight into reading? Okay, auto detects. Good. All right, we have that here. So I should just be able to read the IC, right? Yep. Not found. Yeah, it still says not found. Should I attempt to read it? Well, all the details are filled out over here. On the other 8 pins? No, it's on the right one for BIOS. It's connected to the proper 8 pins for BIOS. Is it going to screw anything up if I attempt to read it anyway? It won't read. You're correct. It will not read. Okay. So if I do this, come in here. Oh, so that just auto populates no matter what. I see. Okay. Yeah, I might have to restart the computer. He's right. I hope not, but it could be. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, I'm not going to go through that right now. So I will do that after I end the stream here. But we will continue on with our testing. And I'll hold on to that BIOS and then I'll try again once I get off stream. But in the meantime, let's swap the BIOS real quick and see if we have any change. Yeah, it's possible. That's for sure. Oh, the joys of console repair. All right, let's see if we have any kind of change after we. All right. Now that I've got some extra solder on there, just going to reflow it into place. Noted. Absolutely noted. Okay, so we're gonna let that cool down for just a second, and while we're doing that, I'm gonna fix the liquid metal on this die. Oh, I forgot to clean it first. That was stupid. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. If the IC itself is fried, then even if I do get this thing to change and actually boot to the operating system, it's never going to be fixable because I can't get the like the product key and the MAC address and all that shit off of the BIOS, right? Not true. Heard. Okay. Don't need it. Okay. Okay, so now with the liquid metal back in place, I should be able to stop it from overheating when it fucking. Oh, right. Yeah. It shouldn't overheat at idle. I didn't realize that liquid metal was so fucking shot. So, worst case scenario with this, it doesn't boot. Rebuild most of the info. Okay. Yeah, like I was saying, worst case scenario with this, it doesn't boot. Not sure where to get the board ID. Okay. Yeah, well. Okay, so we're going to pop up over here. We're going to plug in our HDMI cable. And we're going to plug in our power cable. Huh, interesting. Well, this is two slims anyway, so I mean, it should be fine either way. Okay, so I'm not getting 3 beeps as soon as I plug it in, which I know is good. Let's see what happens. So it's gone to the white light, does the processing. That part's good. Preparing the storage. All right. So far, so good. Did you swap the Wi-Fi card from the console that you stole the BIOS from? And yeah, we're still crashing. Yeah. Okay, so it's not BIOS. Well, that was a fun time to experiment with it, at least. But it is not a BIOS issue, which means it's probably either APU or SSD. Huh. Excuse me, interesting. So that BIOS chip is fine. There's something wrong with my reader, so I'm just going to buy a new reader. Oh, gotcha. Okay. Interesting. Very interesting. Yeah, I mean, the SSD controller is turning on. I can check. I gotta let it cool down for a little bit, but I can check the test points on the SSD controller and make sure I'm getting the the proper reading, the proper diode readings from that. So I have those gold test points right there. And in diode mode, I should get, I think it's between 0.5 and 0.55 on almost all of them, with the exception of, I believe, 4 of them. I think 4 of them have a reading of 0.88. Let's pop over to diode mode real quick. And let's see what we can see. It's 0.51, 0.51, 0.51, 0.51, 0.51, 0.51, 0.51, 0.51, 0.51, 0.51. Well, yeah, but I'm figuring if it's something where the operating system isn't reading properly. Yeah, now those are all fine. Nothing wrong there. Yeah, I just can't imagine. 437, 435. So they're all going to be the same on this. Oh. Oh, but it's different RAM, isn't it? Yeah. Samsung versus whatever other brand of RAM this is, so the readings won't match up. The harm is that I don't have one bulb. That is the harm. And it is already getting quite late. So what I will do is I'll reach out to the customer and see if he wants me to go ahead with that. And if he does, then I'll get one reballed. But I'm not going to go through all that right now, because it's already getting quite late. Plus, I don't know where any of my chips are. Apparently, I got to reorganize my desk. Yeah, no, it's all stabs in the dark right now. I mean, that's pretty much all I have. Okay. All right, well, guess that's it then. Not the most exciting of days, but it's something. We learned some shit. Oh yeah, no, it's not a matter of not doing it. It's just I'm already tired. I'm going to bed. So I still got football in the morning. I got to go do a nature trail in the morning. So it was fun to experiment with the BIOS, and I appreciate all your guys' help with getting the BIOS reader set up and all that stuff. So I'll keep working at it, and if the customer is willing to let me have it for a week, because it's broken anyway. So if he's willing to let me have it, then I'll get a 70GG SSD controller reballed, and I'll try and save it for stream and see if it fixes anything. Yeah, I have a couple of 70GG donors, so there's no harm in trying to do it. But with that, I'm going to fucking bed. I'm real tired. So I love you guys so much. Thanks again for all of your help today with the BIOS reading and Neo Programmer and all that kind of stuff. I will probably be ordering the one that Ace suggested for the BIOS reader. I actually need to read back through chat and find out which one he said. SOP 8 150 mil socket. Okay. That's what I'll be looking for. All right. I am off to bed. I hope you guys have a wonderful evening. That's about it. I'm going to sleep. Have a good night, guys. I will see y'all next week.